Welcome to my closet. You need a Phillips head, flathead, and a hammer, as well as lots of space, loud music, and a little bag to store all the hardware from the shelves if you want to reuse them. I donated these to my brother because I don't like wired shelving, and I wish I refused to never move my stuff in, but here we are, 5 years later. First trip, $491. So the closet is 56 inches wide by 68 inches long, so just over 4.5 foot wide and 5.5 feet long. If you have a closet similar to mine, you'll need 13 pieces of 1 by 12 by 8. And this is why you tackle projects when your boyfriend's out of town. 0 witnesses, 0 judgment, and he doesn't panic and try to help. Almost tried a different approach here, but my OCD couldn't handle how it looked. Instead of meticulously planning this project like any sensible person would, I decided to wing it. And as you can see, my first mistake was right from the start. This longer wall is supposed to have shelves at the bottom, which means it needs cleats for support. I completely ignored that crucial detail in the beginning. All of these smaller cut pieces are leftovers from the 8-foot boards I chopped down. I could have done the smart thing and made rectangles, mounted them on the wall, and placed the shelves on top to finish both walls. But no, I got creative and made it cheaper. Use some scrap fence pieces, screwing them onto each shelf from the bottom. Pro tip, pre-drill these holes. Actually, all the holes should be pre-drilled so you're not dropping screws and struggling. A stud finder would be helpful, but I didn't use one because I just didn't have one. I thought I could just measure the studs between because it's supposed to be 16 inches on center, but it's never perfect like that. So I do have a few extra holes in my wall, but that's okay. That's why we have spackle. This wasn't a sliding miter saw, so I had to flip each piece of wood to cut the other side. Using a table saw would have been ideal, but accessing it meant clearing out the shed, which I wasn't about to do. Here are my pups at home, but let me take a moment to share a little bit about myself. My very first closet was a whopping 15 inches deep and 28 inches wide. True masterpiece of minimalism. The room itself was so tiny, you could fit a twin bed from where the toilet was to where I'm standing. And boom, that's it. There's the tour. Let me take you on a trip down memory lane to the house where I grew up, complete with a set of train tracks. I had hardworking hippie parents and 2 older brothers. The house was actually a business that sold all sorts of stones and decorative rocks. My dad recently started making statues. Since I'm a beach girl, he made me a seashell and a sea turtle so far. As a kid, one of my favorite necklaces was a space shuttle that my mother gifted me. You can see it in this photo. I spent 20 years in the fire service, but only the last 10 years have been with the Space Center. Over the years, I've learned quite a bit about construction and building. Everyone's always talking about renovating, and as time has gone by, I've learned how to install tile floors, redo backsplash, build beds, tables, chairs, completely renovate entire kitchen, and build an outdoor kitchen. Okay, back to the closet and my first mistake that I'm fixing. So the build is almost complete, but then we have to do the trim, make it look a lot better. If you purchase any storage boxes, ensure they are within 12 inches in depth to fit properly on the shelf. Any overhang could be obstructed by the trim. I wanted the distance from the bottom of the shelf to the floor to match the distance from the top shelf to the ceiling. My goal was to create symmetry and ensure the design was visually pleasing. Then I realized how many shoes I have and how much additional storage I can gain by adding another shelf at the bottom. As a result, I installed one more shelf just above the baseboard. I initially tried to screw in the trim pieces myself, only because I figured I had this finishing nail gun, brad nailer, whatever you want to call it, which worked way better. If you don't have one of these, they're only around $50 to $90, I guess depending on the brand, but I would suggest getting a battery operated instead of a plug-in. It's just easier to maneuver, and you don't have to worry about a cord turning into a tripping hazard, sending you flying, face planting, bleeding everywhere, booking an unplanned trip to the ER. Because luck would have it, you would land right on a piece of wood with a big splinter sticking out, and it jabs you right in your artery and you can't stop the bleeding. But we're not doing that today because you're going to spend a little more money on that battery-operated nail gun. Okay, so before the paint, we're going to do the wood fill, all the holes from the brad nailer, and vacuum everything up. I'm curious to hear what y'all think of how it looks right now. I debated quite a bit between staining and painting, between input from my coworkers who vary in age, the videos online about achieving a modern and more desirable look. It was a tough decision. I do appreciate what some might call a timeless or classic appeal, but in my mind, the exposed wood didn't feel quite right, and possibly just being terrified of the wood that was on my ceiling as a kid. I didn't want to see exposed wood. My parents were hippies. Our house had a lot of brown tones and exposed wood. Growing up as an 80s kid, brown and exposed wood were everywhere, so I had to paint it. Let me know what you guys think. I'm curious if you would have left it exposed or stain it or paint it. Let's make this a stress-free closet. Let's make things easy to find, easy to get to. I got those boxes for a reason. So the 4 little storage boxes are for everything that's you wear on a daily. Socks, underwear, bras. As a Florida girl, I know there are really only 3 seasons here. Hot, really hot, and a little cold. Temperature dropped below 70 degrees, so of course I'm freezing. Organizing my closet by putting all my winter stuff in the middle, my shorts and tank tops at the bottom. Bathing suits are going into a large bin because I have so many of them. Another large bin will hold my wetsuit, and the next one will have my winter gloves, hats, and other things that I'll probably never wear. I got rid of all the plastic hangers and replaced them with nice velvet hangers from Target. I've seen velvet hangers everywhere, but I happened to grab the black ones, which are perfect because they match the doorknobs, hinges, and hooks. This is not the final walkthrough. I did change that area because I wanted a place for my jewelry and some perfume. I work every 3rd day and I'm there for 24 hours, so I always have a backpack. And there's a spot for my purse, so it's nice having places for things that you use every day. Found this light on Amazon for $47. The light brings our total to $727.84. Welcome to my new and improved closet. From chaos to classy. What was once a clutter is now a masterpiece. My closet glow up is complete. Who knew organizing could look this good? Actually, I did, because we all do not like wired shelves. Nobody likes wired shelves. Why are they installed in every house? These 4 smaller bins are a game changer because I can find my socks easily, bras easily, strapless bras, underwear. Everything's organized. There's belts in there, extra bags. Everything has its place, and I can easily find anything that I'm looking for. It's pretty in here now, and it doesn't cause me stress when I walk in. One of the first things you do in the morning should not cause you stress or anxiety. While looking for closet renovation videos, I came across one with a ton of views. I didn't understand why it was so popular at first. It didn't look like the other videos I had been searching for in that category, but when I clicked, I realized how much my messy closet was affecting my day and how much it could change my morning routine if I fixed it. So let me know how you guys like it, and if you guys hate your wired shelf closet more than ever, and if my video helped out with changing your mind. I am curious about your opinion with the stain or paint debate, and if you want to see my indoor or outdoor kitchen renovation, let me know, or should I just tackle this hallway closet? Ugh.